Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another Sport This Week video. And in today's video, I've got basketball, NFL, cricket, football, UFC, boxing, and Formula 1 news. If you are new around here though and you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, starting off this week, I'm going to start off with the basketball news, where 76ers won 127 to 124 versus Hornets. Heat lost 105 to 90 versus Grizzlies. Bulls won 190-97 versus Nuggets. Clippers won 102 to 90 versus Blazers. Lakers won 117 to 102 versus Celtics. 76ers won 110 to 106 versus Hornets. Bulls lost 115 to 92 versus Cavaliers. Heat won 113 to 104 versus Bucks. Clippers won 114 to 111 versus Celtics. 76ers lost 118 to 96 versus Bucks. Versus Jazz. Lakers lost 108 to 95 versus Grizzlies. Lakers won 116 to 95 versus Thunder. Celtics lost 111 to 90 versus Suns. Clippers won 106 to 104 versus Magic. Heat won 118 to 92 versus Bulls. And 76ers won 102 to 93 versus Warriors. And that is all the basketball news. Still doing it relatively quickly. But yeah, moving on to the NFL news now, where Patriots won 14 to 10 versus Bills. Browns won 24 to 22 versus Ravens, and Buccaneers won 33 to 27 versus Bills. That is all the NFL news this week. Not much, but there won't be loads as I only cover like 4 or 5 teams. Cricket news next, where it was the start of the Ashes, and Australia won the first game 444 to 444, and by 9 wickets. Versus England, and so yeah, they have won the first game. It wasn't great by England. It really wasn't good by England, especially not in the first innings. All out for 143, I believe. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Australia did just play better than us, and hopefully we can do something a bit better next game. But we'll have to wait and see. Moving on to the football news now, though. Everton won 2-1 versus Arsenal. PSG won 4-1 versus Bruges. Leipzig won 2-1 versus Man City. Liverpool won 2-1 versus Milan. Atletico won 3-1 versus Porto. Dortmund won 5-0 versus Besiktas. Ajax won 4-2 versus Sporting. Real Madrid won 2-0 versus Inter. Shakhtar drew 1-1 versus Sheriff. Juventus won 1-0 versus Malmo. Zenit drew 3-3 versus Chelsea. Benfica won 2-0 versus Kiev. Bayern won 3-0 versus Barcelona. Man U drew 1-1 versus Young Boys. Salzburg won 1-0 versus Sevilla. Lille won 3-1 versus Wolfsburg. Sparta Prague won 2-0 versus Brøndby. Lyon drew 1-1 versus Rangers. Sturm drew 1-1 versus Monaco. Sociedad won 3-0 versus PSV. Spartak Moscow won 1-0 versus Legia. Napoli won 3-2 versus Leicester. Antwerp won 1-0 versus Olympiacos. What just happened there? I just froze. Okay. Fenerbahce drew 1-1 versus Frankfurt. Marseille won 1-0 versus Lokomotiv Moscow. Lazio drew 0-0 versus Galatasaray. Braga drew 1-1 versus Zvezda. Ludogorets drew 0-0 versus Midtjylland. Ferencváros won 1-0 versus Leverkusen. Celtic won 3-2 versus Betis. Zagreb won 1-0 versus West Ham. VM won 1-0 versus Genk. Roma won 3-2 versus Siskva Sofia. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Villarreal won 3-2 versus Atalanta. Rodri got goal of the month. Guardiola got manager of the month, and Arnold got player of the month. Man City won 1-0 versus Wolves. Brentford won 2-1 versus Watford. Liverpool won 1-0 versus Villa. Arsenal won 3-0 versus Southampton. Chelsea won 3-2 versus Leeds. Man U won 1-0 versus Norwich. Lille drew 0-0 versus Lyon. Leicester won 4-0 versus Newcastle. Burnley drew 0-0 versus West Ham. Palace won 3-1 versus Everton. Frankfurt won 5-2 versus Leverkusen. Empoli won 1-0 versus Napoli. Betis won 4-0 versus Sociedad. PSG won 2-0 versus Monaco. And Real Madrid won 2-0 versus Atletico Madrid in the Madrid derby. That is all they I can't speak today. Well, the end of the football news. Relatively quick at that as well. Moving on to the boxing news, where Tommy Fury has pulled out of his fight versus Jake Paul. So Jake Paul will fight Woodley in a rematch, which I'm going to do prediction on later on this week. It will be interesting to see what happens in the rematch. I won't talk about it too much at the moment, as I am going to talk about it later on in the week. But what a fight that did happen, Ben won via KO in round 4 versus Allegri to remain WBA Continental welterweight champion. So yeah, surely it's going to be about time where he's going to be fighting some big fighters soon. But yeah, he is showing his class and has really taken his name away from just his father's name being a good boxer, and now it's showing that he is a really good boxer himself. But yeah, moving on to the UFC news now. Adesanya will rematch Whittaker on the 12th of February, so that's a big match. And Oliveira won via submission in round 2 versus Poirier to remain lightweight champion. So yeah, I did not get my prediction right. If you do want to go back and see what I did predict, you can go watch that video. But yeah, I didn't get it right. But fair play to Oliveira. He is the submission specialist. I believe getting most submission wins in the whole of UFC ever. I might be wrong, but I think he has. But yeah, so fair play to him. And O'Malley won via KO in round 1 versus Piver to show that he is the unranked king. And then moving on to the final sport, which is the Formula 1 news, where a lot went down. It was the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix has extended its deal to 2030, and yeah, that is the final race. And so that was this week. So Abu Dhabi, final race, final Grand Prix. Verstappen was on pole, Hamilton started second, and Norris started third. Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Perez, and Latifi all did not finish, but because of Latifi crashing right near the end of the race, he caused a red flag, which meant a final lap sprint between Verstappen and Hamilton, which is crazy because Hamilton was winning the whole time, and yeah, it just meant that basically it all went back to square one, to be fair. And which ended Verstappen first, Hamilton second, and Sainz third, and so Verstappen wins his first ever career championship. So yeah, congratulations to him. It's completely shocking, really. But yeah, fair play to him. I mean, it was quite unfortunate for Hamilton because he was just on the tyres that weren't as fresh as Verstappen's, and so he couldn't really keep up with the pace when they did do the final sprint. So fair play to Verstappen. I mean, congratulations to him. As I'm a Red Bull fan, I am very happy. But yeah, and then Mercedes did win the Constructors' Championships, though, as Perez did not finish. But Mercedes did launch a protest over the result, but it got dismissed. So, you know, it means that Verstappen does remain champion. So congratulations to him. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you have enjoyed. Like the video if you did, like the video. Subscribe if you are new. And thanks for watching.